Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Crafty Saturday. I'm Michelle Irene, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It is great to be here crafting with you this morning. I know I've been gone for 2 weeks, and I really am glad to be back. I missed you guys. 2 weeks ago, I had the flu, which I really don't understand because I had a flu shot. So that's frustrating. And then I had an impromptu visit with my sister last week in California. And let me tell you, I don't know what it is, but it seems like every March I need to go visit my sister. So let's see who's out there this morning. I see that Michelle is there. Good morning, Michelle. It's good to see you. And Anne is there. Good morning, Anne. Again. Oh, it's so nice to see my friends back. Anyways, this morning is all about getting ready for Easter. And I'm going to make some cute little treat boxes. One's a box with a lid, and one is an Easter basket. And they don't have to be Easter. If you don't celebrate Easter, that's okay. They make great teacher appreciation gifts, or just little thank you gifts to set on somebody's desk, maybe for Secretary's Day or Administrative Assistant's Day. All right, so if you're crafting along with me today, you are going to need 2 pieces of 6x6 Designer Series paper, and I chose the Gingham Gala because it's beautiful and springy and absolutely perfect for this time of year. And then you're going to need a 8.5 by 8.5 piece of coordinating cardstock. So whatever your box is going to be, this is going to be my lid, and this is going to be my base. So you just want it to be coordinating. You are also going to need your daisy punch, always fun, a 3/4 inch circle punch. You're going to need this label punch, this really skinny little label punch, and your itty bitty greetings stamp set. This is a 2-for-1 stamp set, so always one of my favorites. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to give you just a second to gather your materials if you want to craft along with me. You'll also need your scoring tool or your Stampin' Trimmer with the scoring blade. You will need some adhesive and a pair of snips. So not too bad this morning. I'm going to pull up. My Mac isn't working. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can get this to, if I can see everybody here. Oh, there's more people. Good morning, Sonia and Leslie, Melissa. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. It truly is. All right. Are we ready? Let's make a box first. All right. I like making boxes. So we're going to make this first. So take your 6x6 piece of paper, please. And if you're using the Simply Scoring tool, remember that your stylus has 2 ends. You have a larger ball on this side and a smaller one. When you score Designer Series paper, always use the larger one so that you're not putting a hole right through it. And we're going to score at 1 1/4 inches on all 4 sides. So here's your inch. If you're not comfortable measuring, let me walk you through your ruler. All right, so on your Simply Scoring tool here, you have got all these little tick marks are 1/8 of an inch. So 2/8 of an inch is 1/4 of an inch. So here's 1 inch, move in 2 tick marks, that's 1 1/4. You ready? And using the large end of your stylus, not too much pressure because you don't want to go right through your paper. We're going to go all the way down and turn it and do the next side, turn it and do the next side. And so you should have all 4, and it's kind of hard to see, but I have 4 scoring lines all the way, and each one makes a little square in the corner. So if you don't have a little 1¼ inch square in each corner. We've missed a side. Now, take your cardstock, which we've cut to 8½ by 8½, and we're going to go on all 4 sides again, but this time we're going to go at 2½ inches. So here's your 2-inch mark, and here's 2¼ and 2½, and we're going to go 2½ all the way around. Ready? And you can use the larger end on cardstock, or the smaller end, excuse me, the smaller end of your stylus on cardstock. So turn it and do 2½, and do 2½, and do 2½. So do you know what I'm doing today? I am scoring about 200 sheets of paper. My Stampin' in the Mountains retreat is next weekend. Oh my goodness, next weekend I'll be coming to you live from the mountains. Oh my goodness, so much fun. So you'll have to tune in next weekend. There'll be a couple Facebook Lives, I'm sure. All right. So I've got my own folder, and I'm just going to fold and burnish all of those lines. Oh, I hate it when that turns. All right, so along all of your scoring lines, just fold. Using a bone folder just makes a crisper fold, all right? So again, we're gonna do the same thing here. You know, once you learn how to make a box, it's the same basic principles all the time. So really, all you need are the measurements. And all the measurements, you know, will be on my blog later this morning. So we've got all this folded. I want you to take your paper snips, and I want you to cut right up on the corner to that very first score line. Okay, so we're making some flaps for our inside of our box. And while you have that flap, would you take, I'm trying to figure out the best way to show you. All right, so we're gonna take just a tiny, tiny sliver from the inside of the outside flap down from the corner all the way up to the scoring mark. What this does is allows us to fold this in without a bunch of bulky overlap, all right? And it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just taking off a little bit of bulk. You know, like when you go get a haircut and your hairdresser says, so we're just gonna thin it out a little bit, or in my case, a whole lot. Because if you have a whole lot, you know, if your hair's really thick and you're trying to do a really cool undercut or something, it's just not gonna lay there. So that's the same thing we're doing with this box. We're just gonna take these little slivers and cut them right off, all right? Whoops, it's okay. I missed. So just go back in and shave really just a tad off. It doesn't take a whole lot. Okay, then you're going to do the same thing with the top of your box. This is a little easier because it's just a smaller piece. There we go. So I have some people coming over, some very dear friends who have volunteered to come help me do like finishing touches on packing up retreat today and tomorrow. And I had some people over last night. Oh, I am so extremely blessed to have these friends who, some of them aren't even coming to retreat, who are coming to help me out. It is just, I can't tell you how lucky I am. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Joette. It's great to see you today. All right, so my adhesive that I'm using today is Terran Tape because it is our strongest adhesive, and when I make 3D projects, this is what I like to use. I don't want them to come apart. So these flaps are going to fold on into the inside. So if you see where this is going, you'll know where to put your Terran Tape, okay? So I'm gonna put a little bit here. And a little bit here. Now, using tear and tape does take a little bit of extra time, but it is well worth it. I would not use snail. You could use the green glue. I'm not a big fan of it because it's a texture thing. I mean, there are times when I use it, but I just don't like how sticky I get. Speaking of sticky, have you used these? Have you used these adhesive sheets that we have? They're in the annual catalog. Have you used these? Because let me tell you, I used them for the very first time yesterday, so I'm a little behind the ball maybe. But these rock. These are awesome. We'll use these in another project, but basically you just peel off the backing, you put your cardstock on, and you put all your framelits maybe on one piece and run it through your Big Shot, and then you have all of these, and it's like making your own stickers. It's awesome. So that's just my little, hey, I found a new tool you guys should try speech today. Okay, so we're going to fold those in. And we're going to do the same on this side, so just tear off your adhesive backing here. Very fun. So my son's birthday is next weekend. He's going to be 23. I don't know how he's aging, and I'm not, but it's very cool. So we'll celebrate up in the mountains. It's also my friend Crystal, who is coming to retreat. It's her birthday on the same day, so I think we should just like have a party. What do you think? So in celebration of my son's birthday, all next week, we're going to be using the Geared Up Garage Suite for all of our blogs. So stay tuned. We're going to make some very cool cards using classic cars. You know, he's a mechanic, right? And he's absolutely, since he could talk, I think his very first word was truck. It should have been a sign, right? So we are, you know, when he'd be in the car seat, he'd count school buses. That's how he learned to add. If you have one school bus and two more come, how many do you have? Or subtract. If you have 5 school buses and 2 go to pick up the children, how many do you have? So it's no surprise to me that he became a classic car aficionado. So we'll just celebrate him by masculine cards and classic cars all next week. That ought to be fun. His, you know, when he was learning how to drive, it used to scare me to death because his attention would wander, right? So this is going to sit on right just like this. And it's snug, okay? It really is a snug little box. So just, it's stuck. There we go. Oh, my adhesive's coming apart. I didn't fasten that very well. Okay. Wow. I really didn't get my adhesive on very well, but that's okay. This is just to show you. I'm so sorry. You know, that tear and tape didn't work for me very well the other day on something else I was using. Maybe it's not very sticky. I need a new roll. All right, let's find our daisy punch. I'm going to punch out 2 daisies. dots. Okay. So I was saying Nathaniel's attention would wander. Oh, it was crazy. He'd be driving and he'd say, oh, there's a 57 Chevy. Or, did you see that Packard? And I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be driving. Okay, so just turn these, offset these a little bit. And I already had some So Saffron 3/4 inch circles that I punched out. Those are left over from my team meeting the other day. Yay, so cool. Isn't that pretty? It just looks like spring. I'm going to put this right here. And then, have you seen this? This is that flax ribbon in the Occasions catalog. And I'm just going, it's rolling all across my desk there. How cute is that? All right, we're almost done. Let's make a little tag for this one because that's so cool. What would you put in there? What little Easter treat or springtime treat would you put in there? If it were my son, he would tell you that it needs like a Reese's peanut butter egg. All right. So I have my label punch, and in the itty bitty greetings there is Easter blessings. So actually I've mixed mine up. So here we go, brand new. And you know what happens every time I have one of these red stamps, right? I'm going to take these really, really old crafting scissors that I have, and I'm just going to trim off the extra. Don't trim any of the words. I did that once and I ruined a whole stamp set. So frustrating. But when I trim off the extra just around the edges, then I really reduce the chance that I'm going to get a halo effect on my card. And these are not the cling stamps, right? This is the clear stamps. So I'm not going to put a label on it. And let's make this kind of stand out. So I'm going to use Memento ink. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm going to give it a try on my scratch paper. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. And then punch it right out. And you can grab some mini dimensionals. And if you want, take your So Saffron ink pad, because this looks a little bit plain, and you can just tap it against the side, okay? Tap it against the side. Get some of that color on the edge, so that'll make it stand out just a little bit. You could use a sponge. You could sponge that ink on there, okay? But right now, I just want a hint of color. And these call for these little itty bitty, whoops. Oh, I had some right there. Stampin' Dimensionals. These look like they came in a paper pumpkin pack. Good morning, Allie from the UK. How wonderful to see you today. Okay, and I'm just going to put this kind of at an angle. And now you have this cute little Easter box that could hold a really nice, I don't know, Cadbury eggs or Reese's eggs, something yummy. Are you ready to make an Easter basket? This one's a little easier. So, I'm gonna make a blue one. Let's do this. Let's take our 6x6 piece of balmy blue gingham gala, and you need your scoring tool again. And this time, instead of doing all 4 sides, we're going to do 2, and we're going to score it at 2 inches and 4 inches. And then turn it one time and score again at 2 and at 4. Okay, and again. Fold and burnish your sides. Oops. And on this one, we're just going to cut straight up. And then turn it and do exactly the opposite. Go straight up to that very first score mark. All right, this is going to make the most adorable basket. This is your center, and these come, let's see, and overlap. Like this. How am I going to do that? Outside, okay? So, see where you're going to need your adhesive. Look and see where you put it. Do you do that? Do you put your adhesive down on your desk and then like not be able to find it at all? It's crazy. All right, so my first, and if it's too long, look, it's okay. This is what I love about tear and tape, because tear it off and take it and fold it back over. No one will ever know. Of course, you could do that. Okay, and then this is going to go right here. So just a little adhesive on this side. And this one, you might like to use the green glue. It's really up to you. Might be a little faster on here. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And I know you're probably thinking, but Michelle, you've got this weird seam, and I know that you don't like seams, so what are you going to do? Ready? Daisy punch. I would like you to cut out 4 daisies. And we're going to do the same thing that you did before. And I like glue dots for these. I don't know why. And then 2-inch circle punches. And I'm out of glue dots. All right. Three-quarter inch. I hope I didn't say 2 inches. You knew what I meant, right? And dimensionals on both sides. And we're going to put this daisy right here and make it look very springy. And then, again, I have some of this really nice twine. Why do I always run out of glue dots when I'm on camera with you guys? Aha! I knew I had some. These are from Paper Pumpkin. Do you hold on to these? You should, because you never know when they'll come in handy. Okay. And they're sticking to everything this morning. Let's try a different one. Oh, much better. And just glue it on the inside. And we'll do the same here. So this, again, very cute, very simple, and I think these would be adorable on an Easter table or even Mother's Day or a bridal shower or a baby shower. These would just make the cutest little table gifts. Or you could put little things in them like jelly beans or M&Ms. So I hope you give this a try. If you crafted along with me today, very fun. I'm really glad you joined me. All the dimensions will be on my blog today at www.makingmemorieswithmichelle.com. Please feel free to share this if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment, and everybody who does will get a free card from me this week. All right, so thanks again. If you are waiting for Prize Patrol from February, it's on its way. I'm so very sorry. Like I said, I was very, very sick the last week, first week in March, and then I was out of town. So I apologize. It is going in the mail tomorrow. So don't... I know, I'm late, but I apologize, and I had the best of intentions. So I will get that in the mail to you tomorrow. All the best. Stay tuned. Next week, we'll be live from the mountains. All right? Take care and have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.